If we use resurgathern in his current condition, we'll have to risk another person's life. All the poison in Mr. Reese's body will be transferred to the other person's. It means we're exchanging one life for another, Lyndon said sadly. Exchanging one life for another. Many paled when they heard that. The cost of treating Destin was far greater than they had expected. That's merely one of the conditions. Not everyone has the right criteria to sacrifice themselves. During the process, the person sacrificing must willingly go through unbearable pain. Any regret or resistance will render the attempt useless. That person must have a strong mind and unbreakable love toward Mr. Reese for the treatment to work. Lyndon's explanation made everyone silent in thought, and their expression became grim. They thought of finding a terminally ill patient to fill the role, but it seemed like that plan wouldn't work now. Then, who might fulfill these requirements? After all, even close family members would be reluctant to sacrifice themselves willingly. Everyone has the right to choose, so we shouldn't force anything on anyone. I think we should give up Lyndon's side again. Dr. Watkins, I'm willing to give it a try, Natasha volunteered. What? Everyone's eyes shot toward Natasha, their eyes filled with astonishment. Miss Hammond, this isn't a simple matter. If anything goes wrong, both of you will die. Lyndon warned. He'd made everything clear, yet Natasha still stubbornly insisted on trying. I know, but I still want to try. Natasha walked over to Dustin's bed and caressed his cheek. Her eyes were soft but determined when she said, "He's my husband. I'm willing to sacrifice myself for him." Despite her calm tone, her love for Dustin was evident. Are you sure you want to do this, Ms. Hammond? Lyndon frowned. I'm sure. Natasha nodded. The pain will be unbearable. Are you sure you won't regret this? Lyndon asked again. Yep, smiling, Natasha bent over and gently kissed Dustin's lips. If he doesn't make it, I'll die with him. Everyone went silent when they heard her words. Goodbye, my love. Despite being unconscious, Dustin heard a familiar voice speaking to him. He wanted to open his eyes, but he couldn't no matter how hard he tried. It felt like his body had fallen into a bottomless pit and was still falling. Fear and despair washed over him in the dark world. He didn't know how long he'd been in this state. A year, 10, or maybe even 100. Just as Dustin was about to break down, he saw a burst of light in the distance, like a drowning man yearning for air. He swam desperately toward the source of the light. He got closer and closer until the light engulfed him. Suddenly, Dustin woke up on the hospital bed with a gasp. Air filled his lungs, and his heart began picking up pace. It felt as if he had been reborn. He took a moment to check himself and realized that the poison had miraculously disappeared from his body.